third students so far.
I know.
Are we ready? All right.
All these kids, they're all like,
We want to welcome everybody here tonight. We're going to call the meeting to order. And there's a flag right over there. We'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The mission statement: Viroqua area schools will nurture excellence, unlock potential, and ignite passion. Tonight, we are very excited to have the VAMS adolescent class, as well as a senior feature of two of our high school students from Laurel. So if all of the VAMS students would come this way, come on up. Do you want to introduce them all?
Introduce themselves.
They can introduce themselves. Right in there is perfect. And like I said, speak that direction so people can see it. And welcome.
Thank you for inviting us here tonight. I'm Aiden Liu.
I'm Sandra Martinez.
I'm Will Tubin.
I'm Julie Rudish.
I'm Olivia Cole. We are here to tell you about our food pantry occupation.
How you guys just snack?
We're in no rush. We're here all night. So while she's getting that set, so what a wonderful opportunity for you guys to work there.
It's really great.
It's great for the community.
For the first quarter of school, we had the opportunity to choose an occupation. We worked on Monday afternoons. This is the fourth year the adolescent program has been working for the food pantry. The Viroqua Food Pantry is a community outreach organization which has addressed food insecurity needs of the Viroqua area for 25 years. They distribute on average 6,000 pounds of food each week to many households. The work we do. At the Viroqua Food Pantry, we do many things to help people get their food. Personal shoppers. We help customers walk around and pick out food so that they can get their groceries faster and easier. Car loader. We take people's carts to their cars for them and help them load it. Drive up shopper helper. We prepare food in carts for people to drive up and get. Meat slip cutting. We cut meat slip paper orders to be used each Monday. Other tasks too, as needed, like sorting, organizing, and flattening bags. Sometimes we weigh food to help record data.
The adults that help us. There's Becky, the food pantry manager, and Austin, the food pantry assistant. They keep everything in order and all of the courses. And of course, we have our teachers, Miss Erica and Miss Shanna. The experienced volunteers for help. We also have certain volunteers to help us when we are outside. Their names are Dan and Steve. Maria and Montessori believe that the adults were important materials for the adolescent environment and should work side by side with adolescents, modeling their adult world.
The data. The food pantry tracks how many people are served, how many households are served, and how many pounds of food go out. Sometimes we help record these numbers. We will show you graphs representing people's households and the pounds of food distributed each month.
From July 2024 to September 2025, the Viroqua Food Pantry served 349,232 pounds of food. In December 2024 shows a large decrease because of a weather and food delivery issue. We expect a rise in pounds of food because of SNAP benefits being withheld. There are different reasons that the numbers fluctuate, like weather, transportation issues, holidays, and how much the food pantry has to offer.
Food pantry data. At the food pantry, we keep the data organized and in a table.
In this graph, I compared the pounds between 2024 and 2025 in July, August, and September.
The purpose. Maria Montessori believed that adolescents should experience the adult world and systems of production and exchange. She believed adolescents should have real world experiences and they could learn from this was more important than just memorizing things with no experience. We go to the food pantry once a week to help the community and the other volunteers. The mission of the food pantry is to distribute food to help people in need, an average of 6,000 pounds of food each week.
We make important contributions to the organization and our community. We help people shop and get their food and load it in their cars. We help people with tasks that the food pantry needs. We are part of the volunteer force and they count on us to be there. We add positivity and kindness to the people's food pantry trips. This is an important part of Montessori adolescent education. We learn from hands-on work in social groups. We learn by working with adult experts. We learn by seeing the adult world, and we learn through participation in work outside of the school walls.
I learned not to judge people before I know what they're going through.
While at the food pantry, I learned how to better communication skills to Tori. I got to help people get some everyday needs met without needing something back. I got to feel good knowing every step I took helped someone in the community.
I tried my best to listen to people's needs and read off their energy and respond appropriately. I improved on my social skills, and this occupation was definitely an honor to work at Sierra.
I learned a lot more about how people feel.
I learned during my time at the food pantry that if you are in need, more people will be willing to help than you think.
I learned about how to be empathetic and understanding. I had a great time at the food pantry and I hope to do it again sometime in the future.
Thank you to Becky, the food pantry manager, for giving VAMS the opportunity to work at the Viroqua food pantry, and Austin, the food pantry coordinator, for helping us out. Miss Erica and Miss Shanna for planning, driving, and guiding us while we are there.
The volunteers and patrons for helping make the world a better place. To the people who make food in the break room for us and others to enjoy after their shift.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions?
So I'm going to ask Erica a question. So how did this program get started?
Okay, well, they spoke a bit to Montessori adolescent education and what's important as far as having real and meaningful work in the community that's outside. The prepared environment becomes outside of the walls of the classroom in early adolescence. They need to be able to see themselves in the adult world and start to think about what they might do, where their skills and gifts are. So following that Montessori North Star, I was like, okay, what are we gonna do? The first year we have the contract at the farm. So one of our occupations is a microeconomy where we do small businesses. So we had that the first year, but I really wanted to branch out and have more opportunities, not just that. Because like the farm and the small businesses isn't everybody's favorite thing. There's other places that the students can learn and other adults that they can potentially learn from and model themselves after. So I actually just like cold called the food pantry and was like, hey, I have these adolescents and I'm really looking for like a repeat volunteer experience. Is it possible? Like, can we help you and can you help us? It has to be a win-win situation. We can't send 5-6 kids there each week that like aren't actually helping you. So the manager at the time, it wasn't Becky, she's new, but the manager at the time was like, yeah, I think we can do this. So he and I I don't know, he and I structured it together and we're now in our 4th year of doing it. We've tweaked things a bit each year, like how many students it really works to send, what jobs they're gonna do, what the expectations are. I've been pulling more and more curriculum in, like more writing assignments, more math assignments. You can see they're working with the data now. Because that's what Montessori really thought was we're gonna take these real world experiences and we're going to pull in, you know, their academic work and they're gonna apply it. So
You guys said this was for first quarter. Do you continue with the food pantry throughout the school year?
We get to like choose from 3, so like Humane Society, Microeconomy, and Food Pantry, and if you get it for all 4 quarters, then yeah, but otherwise you'd switch.
Okay, so that like each of those organizations has some of you
Yeah.
all school year.
yes, we have
Like-
presence there all year. And again, that's another thing that I've changed. I used to just do a rotation, but then again, more in true Montessori form, I wanted to give them more choice because they're more engaged when they get to do the thing that they want to do. And so I've been letting them write like job applications and convince me why they should be at each role. Most everybody does do everything at some point, but some find their thing they really like and repeat too.
Well, when I volunteered at different food pantries in different places, I always found that I had an idea of what it might be like, and then my idea was completely wrong. It was very different than what I thought it was going to be, which is why those real life experiences I think are crucial, because you might hear someone talk about someone who has food insecurities and then you realize something very different once you have that experience and work with people that do have a food insecurity. And this community actually raised a lot of money for that food pantry because we wanted to support people who had food insecurities at a higher level. They have more refrigeration, more freezer space, more ability to get fresh produce. And so our community really has strived to do a better job to assist people, and now you're all part of that. Did you guys, they're only open on Mondays, so is that when you all were there on Mondays?
Yeah.
Have you ever gone to any of the other food pantries? No? If you ever have a chance, they're all very different. Like if you're with your families or whatever and wanted to see what another one is like, you'll find they're each one of them in our county and in our service area look and work very differently, which is very interesting. Anybody else have any questions for these folks?
Just had good feedback on the help that you guys brought to the pantry. So thanks for doing that, being good representatives of the district and overall the community. And you guys should be proud.
Yes. Well, and you're also working with people that you don't know, and that can sometimes be a little different too. And you're younger and you don't know how people are going to relate to you, and it sounds like you've done a fascinating, fabulous, marvelous job. So thank you for that.
I feel like, sorry, I'm gonna interject for a minute. I feel like that's one of the biggest growth points that I've seen. It's like watching them actually interact with adults and have to be assertive and, you know, read people. Like, does this person want me to talk with them? Do they not? Because the food pantry wants every patron that goes through to have a personal shopper with them to kind of keep track of like what's coming off the shelves so that not too much is taken, not too little is taken. So they kind of also have to like know, like, oh, you can have one bread today. And then if someone takes more than one bread, you know, what are they gonna do about that? And sometimes the people really want them to walk around with them, and sometimes they really don't. And so it's been really interesting to see each of them just read people and make conversation with people and be assertive, even when you feel shy, to walk up and say, hey, I'm gonna help you next. Can I help you today? So I think that's been like the most amazing growth for me to watch, is their interactions with adults.
And everyone's so different. every person in this world is so different in so many different ways. So it's a great learning experience, just being able to communicate with people.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Anybody else? Okay, we'd love to have you. And you're more than, we understand if you choose to leave as well. So it's a long day for you guys with school, so please do whatever you and your families are comfortable with. So thank you for taking the time to bring your students and sharing with us. Okay, next we have our seniors. Come this way. So we have Emma and Clover who are going to speak to Laurel High School. Yes, please. And once again, you can be closer. I actually feel that I think that other students were a little bit too far away,
Yeah.
so I apologize
Just
for that.
that way, love it.
Wherever it is that you're comfortable. And I have now learned that because many of them stand back here, but if you want to stand there, if you want to stand there.
Got it, okay. Okay, I'm Emma Brownlee,
I'm Clover Wogan.
and we go to Laurel High School. I have a thing. My future plans, because you guys totally want to know about that, is that I want to be a teacher. I've always loved education as a whole. I've had many great educators, including the ones at Laurel and here that have really pushed me to that goal in my life. So yeah.
I haven't quite decided what I'm doing, but I've gotten into like a couple colleges kind of all over the country, so I'm kind of,
She's gotten into 10 colleges already.
so we're kind of just seeing how that goes.
Yeah. Gosh, some activities at Laurel. I mean, Laurel's introduced me to so many things. I moved here straight during COVID, 2020, 7th grade. What a time in life, let me tell you. And you know, I came to this school in 8th grade, and I was so shy. Oh, what a time it was. And I decided to go to Laurel because, you know, I was a little nerd, and I was like, oh, it's a charter school. You help get into colleges. Well, that's kind of like me. But it's so much more than that. I learned to work with my peers so much more. I've gotten, you know, the required community service, so I've gotten so much experience in the world. I've met so many people. Laurel as a whole has just been a great opportunity, especially because, you know, I moved here when the world was the craziest it's ever been. And, you know, I found footing here that I am really grateful for.
During Laurel, I've been able to take multiple independent studies. My favorite was probably meteorology, so that's just like me doing class on my own. I have also been able to take lots of Laurel classes, and I've taken ASL, or American Sign Language, my first 2 years of high school, and then my junior and now senior year, I'm teaching some classes on it, so that's probably been my favorite part about it.
Yeah, I love Laurel, it's great. Look at that sheet. Some of my favorite classes, because you touched on that. Gosh, Laurel, I was able to take differential and integral calc by myself at Laurel, which, you know, the high school doesn't offer, which I was really thankful for. I've always loved math, and being able to advance so far was really good. Like my freshman year, I skipped Algebra 1, I did Algebra 2 and Geometry that year, did pre-calc sophomore year, differential and integral calc, and I don't have a math class this year because I have 6 math credits, but you know, it's great that these are opportunities that we're given. And, you know, we get to decide so much more. Like later in the year, we want to do a watercolor study. And yeah, there are classes offered downstairs, but we get to be specific and with our friends in a way that, you know, is just unique to Laurel, and it's great. My next point, activities. So right now we're working on the Laurel Cabaret, which we do every year. It's just a collection of skits that we mostly write ourselves, or last year we did a rendition of, what is it called? Copacabana. You know, her name was Lola, she was a showgirl. Anyway, we did that, and we changed it up. We had like students dancing around on the stage. We made it this whole dramatic thing. It was so much fun. We're working on that right now. Currently our big thing is we're working on part of A Midsummer Night's Dream. We actually got to see that this year as a Laurel field trip. We've seen, what was it? We've seen Romeo and Juliet. What was last year's? Much Ado About Nothing, and then this year we saw Midsummer Night's Dream. And you know, it inspired a lot of us. It was a great thing to see, and you know, we want to act it out in person. I am the director, which is another thing Laurel gave me. I did not remotely know how much I loved theater until I came to Laurel. You know, I directed last year's show, this year's show. Last year it wasn't a Laurel thing, but I also directed a high school's version of Shakespeare's Twelfth Night. And let alone were those all amazing experiences, but it also pushed me to be a part of our town's community theater, Viroqua Community Theater, it was great fun. I was actually offered or asked to be a stage manager last year for the production of Mary Poppins, which I wasn't able to, but like, you know, I was asked, so like, you know, give me applause, thank you. Anyway, so yeah, it's just these opportunities and things that really make Laurel a great place.
Yeah, so also Laurel, and I guess I'm kind of the leader of it now, but we run the school student pantry. So we have like clothes and food and everything like that for anybody to grab. So it's been a good experience. And we also have student council, which Emma is the president of. And we get to do a lot of great things through that too. So like running those couple things and yearbook. I also run the yearbook at Laurel. So there's lots of like little clubs and stuff that really keep us busy and provide lots of opportunities.
Yeah. And to be honest, I don't know much I can yap. So like, any questions?
I know, you did a great job of explaining all of the different things you're involved with and courses that you enjoy and what you've gotten out of them. I do have a question. You were talking about teaching meteorology.
ASL, so American
ASL.
Sign Language.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, teaching that.
Yeah, I took an independent study on meteorology, and then
Oh,
separately
okay.
I teach ASL.
I see. And who do you teach to?
Like other Laurel students. So like it's a class
I
that's offered that they
see.
can sign up for if they want.
Okay, I didn't know if you had a blog or if you had some other venue that you were teaching to younger children.
Oh no, it's
or-
just like any high school students in Laurel, any grades.
I
So
see.
I think there's like 10 to 15 kids right now.
So if a high school student or a middle school student or an elementary school student wanted to come to you to learn, would you have the ability to teach them that?
Yes. Yeah, I haven't taught like a whole lot outside school, but I do have over the summer I was helping babysit for this young girl who's deaf. So I was able to like help her since I could communicate.
And you want to be a teacher,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
do you have any idea what you would like to teach?
Elementary education. To be frank, high schoolers annoy me, middle schoolers annoy me. Right now, not a Laurel thing, but I'm in a program with Western Technical College,
Oh, okay.
educating tomorrow's teachers.
Great.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm at the campus, learning virtually with other campuses. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm at the elementary school with the second grade class, getting real experience, which is, it's so great. Because, you know, most education programs don't have you in classrooms until your junior or senior year. So I love that I'm getting experience now. And it's been great. I love my kids. They're second graders. But yeah, it's great. And if I wanted to switch to a different grade, I'm more than welcome to. I'm thinking of switching to helping the library actually, because you know they go through different grades. But yeah, it's really great that I get to have these things, you know?
What are your thoughts on math? With the area in which all the classes you've taken and your love of math,
Yeah.
is that just fun for you?
I mean, I just like math because ignoring when things don't have a solution, there's always an answer, you know, even if it is just saying no solution.
Sure.
You know, it's just something, you know, there's nothing quite like having whiteboard full of equations, getting an answer and having it be right. You know, there's nothing quite like pictures on my phone when I was doing differential calc, whole whiteboards, one giant circle at the end. It was great.
Thank goodness for people who have a mind like that.
She's also able to help lots of students in there like me who don't do well.
That is what makes it interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is, yeah, I do. I just love teaching and just, you know, I love math, but, you know, I just like younger kids and, you know, they're God, they're so annoying sometimes, but their willingness to just be put in any situation, and their ability to adapt. Like, you know, I'm in a classroom that any classroom is difficult at times, but I love seeing how not only my placement teacher deals with it, but how other kids interact with the kids in their classroom. You know, it's not like I remember much from being 7, but you know, it's interesting to see it from, you know, a 17-year-old's point of view. I don't know. I just love it.
Well, every age group is fascinating
Oh, that's for sure.
in the development, including older. I mean, you just different experiences and what you bring to the table, and it's fun. So it's been a joy to listen to the two of you and all of the wonderful things you are doing, want to continue to do. And if there's ever anything that we can do for you to be helpful in your career journey, whatever that might look like, over time, we would be happy to do so. And we greatly appreciate your willingness to come here tonight and taking that time to speak to us.
Thank you for having
It's a true
us.
pleasure. So, anybody else have anything? No? So thank you. Thank you. That's awesome. Okay. Now, we have the committee reports, buildings and grounds. Robert? Hello? Robert?
He's muted.
He's muted.
No, I'm unmuted. I pushed my for many times here. Building and grounds, we met earlier this evening, talked about the middle school floor for the gymnasium down there. The floor is what, 50+ years of age. It's an adhered floor, no asbestos, again, no asbestos, so that's a good thing. And so the committee is going to recommend a replacement and provided by Stalker. And we had 2 bids. Stalker's was 50 grand, approximately lower than the other bid. And so we're going to add some sleeves so we can get the second volleyball court in there. Also some lines for pickleball. So that's something there. And we also discussed some other updates, potential. They included everything from updates to water softeners and water heaters, which are 25 years of age, to some bleachers in the high school, middle school. Also talked about the need maybe for some stuff at the tennis courts. Don't know exactly what's underneath those courts now, but that would be a kind of a large expense, but more to become on some of those things. The elementary windows are 85% complete, maybe more than that. So we spent some of the extra money that came through from the referendum because bids came in very favorable for us. I don't have the number right here in front of me. I guess it's probably in my report somewheres. I had the board report, but we had like 1.7 million and took $500,000 to go to the state. I don't know what they did to get that, but they took it. And so we had some extra money there and able to spend some of that down, but also keep some so that we have a way to lower tax burden, but also have some money available for future projects that we might need. Something major goes down. So Chris has done a great job with a lot of things. It's in the report from the building and grounds, all those different numbers. So I'll let you guys read that at your leisure. But again, that will be our recommendation is Stucker floor to the board to have that done, which would happen next year, Chris? At some point?
I mean, I think it depends on the project. Some of them are next year, some of them are in waiting, and some of them have been completed.
Yep, but I mean, for the floor, that's gonna be kind of a next year thing.
Okay, summer, yes.
And then it'll be a floor very similar to the high school one. So we're gonna have, instead of being this parquet floor that's glued right to concrete, there's gonna be some sleepers underneath there. So we have a little, more forgiving floor. I'm gonna put some, vapor barrier in there because there's none there, keep the moisture out. In addition to that, Stalker does a ventilation and a vacuum-like system underneath the floor to suck out any, moisture that may get in there, which I think would be a great idea to preserve our floor for future use. If the new one lasts over 50 years, we should be very happy.
Any questions? All right, thank you, Robert. Any public comment? Doesn't look like there is any, so we will continue on. Consent agenda. We have the approval of the agenda, proof of public notice, October meeting minutes, check summary 1 in the amount of $293,148.32. We do not have any retirements or resignations. We do not have any appointments. There's the academic career plan that was sent to the board, the education for employment plan that was sent to the board. We have a second reading for revised policies, 100 definitions, 144.4 board member behavior communications and code of conduct, 166.1 consent agenda, 1461 unrequested leaves of absence fitness for duty, 2522 libraries, 3120.04 employment substitutes, 3120.08 employment of personnel for co-curricular extracurricular activities, 4124 notice of reasonable assurance of employment, 4213 student supervision and welfare, 5463 credits from non-public schools, 5504 academic honesty, 5530 student use of possession of intoxicants, drugs, and paraphernalia, 7460 conservation of natural and material resources, 7530.02 staff and school officials use of personal communication devices, 8120 volunteers. Then we have boys hockey co-op with Westby, Captain, and DeSoto, and we have boys basketball co-op with Youth Initiative School.
Move consent agenda.
Motion, Sarah.
Second.
Sarah seconds it. Any discussion? I would just like to say that the career plan and the education for employment plan were wonderful. Thank you all for putting that together. I appreciate it. We all do. All in favor of approving the consent agenda as presented?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The next item is check summary 2.
I move to approve the check summary 2 in the amount of $448,415.97.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Right.
Opposed? And I abstain. Middle school gym floor is the next item.
I move to approve the middle school gym floor bid from Stalker Sports and Floors as recommended by the Buildings and Grounds Committee.
Is there a second?
I second that.
Any discussion? All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Information and discussion. We have donations for $100. We would like to thank everyone for these donations. The total is $14,836.17. We have Lepke Trucking 100, Citizens First Bank 200, FFA Alumni 319, Brad St. Andrews 205, Driftless Cafe 100, Gridiron Club $6,167.05, WCCU $100, Citizens First 175, Culver's $214.53, Pizza Ranch $485.59, Booster Club $2,050, Sleepy Hollow $1,620, VAF Malin Christensen Charitable Giving Fund $3,000, Culver's $100. And these are giving in programs are the football program, school supplies for VES and DAMS, FFA, FBLA, football program, elementary book of the month, FFA, again, girls basketball fundraiser, volleyball net system, drive for your community program, student pantry, food for families, and elementary book of the month. I mean, it is tremendous. We are so fortunate. We are so thankful to have so many people that want to give and do so much for our students and our school district, and we thank you. Conference realignment update.
I can speak on behalf of that. The application was due on October 31st and is in. It's posted if you want to see the application. It's on the WIA website along with about 24 other schools. Now, the next thing, there's about 3 windows. The schools would be contacted. In our case, there was a dozen schools that it would affect other than us. So they are contacted to give feedback. And then I think the committee at the state level meets, I believe it's December 9th, to review the initial applications. So we should hear something at that point from them.
Other applications for other conferences, or are they just? So
Yeah,
we're
there's
not,
nothing really
we're not
around
competing
us.
with anybody in
No.
any sense?
No,
Is
there's
it pretty
nothing.
straightforward, or are we
Yeah.
going to be like?
Ours should be fairly straightforward. We've said all along, it's unique because we'd be leaving a 17 conference to make a 17 conference and creating a 6. So it's, and the conference we're going to wants us unanimously, so we don't expect a lot of hiccups with it, but it's also the WIA, so we, go along with it. Dan is here right now, and, but you can see.
Great timing.
You can
Hi,
see
everyone.
coming from probably
I just got back from the arena, so I'm a little bundled up.
a winter sports meeting. So, yeah, so we're just kind of in the holding period and waiting. When we submitted it, they had 2 weeks to look over it and tell us if we missed anything, and we didn't get contacted in those 2 weeks, so.
Anyone else from our existing conference trying to switch over? No?
Not at this point. There'd been some indications that perhaps some were considering. Still some indication that maybe one school's considering for football a conference realignment, but we'll see.
Does the WIAA do that just for one specific sport?
They do, football is a completely different decision-making process, so they are on a different application cycle, so football stuff could happen next year.
Next year.
Yeah.
So we would stay in the same conference
Correct.
this year, we would have to reapply for that for next year. You shared that already.
Yep.
And there's a 2-year lag in all of them.
Yep.
Like even for this non-sports, this would start in 27, 28.
Correct.
Anybody else have any questions? Great time. How was hockey?
Hockey's great. We got a bigger team than we expected this year, which is good. And the numbers coming up next year are really good, so.
Wonderful. Girls and guys?
Girls hockey's still really thin. We need girls to play hockey because we're really 11 or 12 kids between 4 schools, so. Everyone gets to play a lot though.
That's a very positive way of looking at it.
That's right.
All right, well, thank you.
Sure.
Thank you very much. The next item is the girls' basketball trip. Chris?
So, yeah, I'll speak on this. Tyler Gabrielson, our head coach, has spearheaded a significant amount of fundraising since he took over that job, and with the intention of using those funds to take the team to Florida. And everything's kind of moving forward with all of that. We've got all the applicable approvals that we've needed to do that. We'll be leaving, we're working on booking all the final details, but leaving on the 23rd of January, coming back on the 28th. It kind of straddles a quarter end date, which limits the time out of school. And we've got a game that we'll be playing in Fort Myers against a very good team that Monday. We did have to move a couple of games around to make this happen, but we've got 19 girls out this year. First game's tomorrow night if you want to come watch at home. And we're everybody's very excited about this. So it's been a lot of hard work. And Tyler for all of the work that he's done. Dan's helping getting it all kind of organized as well. So
I've heard of other schools doing that. It's a wonderful experience. They get to play a team from someplace else and it's tons of fun.
What is the trip involved? Just like, is there any,
so
just the game or?
yeah, there's the game they'll be practicing. We'll be staying in the Orlando area, so there's going to be a trip to Universal Studios and SeaWorld involved. Honestly, with all the fundraising that's been done, the cost to the athletes and their families is really limited. So.
Great experience.
Mm-hmm.
In a lot of ways. Wonderful. Thank you all for doing that.
Who's driving?
We're flying some country.
They are flying.
We're
Flying
flying.
some country.
There's some driving down there and some couple big vans.
And there'll be
Maybe
many
the bus,
students that
maybe
never
the
been
music
on
trip needs to.
I was just saying there'll be many students who have never been on an airplane, so that's a learning experience all on its own. That's fabulous. Very fun. Are you guys going?
Trying to figure out how to make it happen, but we'll see.
I'll be there. I said I'd cook.
Maybe it'll be a team cook.
That's right.
They're gonna be asked to do some cooking as well. Different groups responsible for different meals, and I'll pick up the rest of the slack.
Do you have parents going too then?
There will be a few going, yeah, some of the other coaches as well. So.
Very fun. Would assume not a lot of sleep will be had, and that's okay too. We have the district administrator report, direct admit Wisconsin, district report card, 26-27 school calendar, workshop update, and budget planning. That's a lot.
It is a lot, but I'll be quick. I'm excited to share that Jason and Alicia Larson and I worked with Direct Admit Wisconsin. We have been approved for that. So starting with our junior class and going forward, when those students complete a program of study to graduate from Viroqua High School, Laurel and Better Futures, that they will be directly admitted to the University of Wisconsin campuses, minus Eau Claire, La Crosse, and Madison. Those three schools do not compete, but all of the rest of the University of Wisconsin programs do. So our kids will get automatic admission to those schools, which we're super excited about, and think that that's a great opportunity for our kids. I shared with the board, the staff, and Krista shared with our community the district report card, that we are a district that meets expectations. We exceed expectations in all campuses, but one which meets expectations. We'll talk about that more when we get into January, and if you have any questions about that, please feel comfortable to reach out to me and ask those questions. There will be a press release that is put together to share with our media outlets as well. And Angie, if you would like to meet with me and talk through that, I would love that opportunity to visit with you about that.
Who does that apply to, junior class?
The Direct Admit Wisconsin?
Yes.
Juniors forward. So
Yep.
this year's, the way that it works is Direct Admit Wisconsin, every kid in a grade level is a participant unless they opt out. You could either opt out or opt in. We chose the opt out option so that every kid is automatically signed up for it, and then they can opt out of it if they don't want to do it. That way we don't miss anybody. And so it'll be for the class of 2027 forward. It's a year out in lag in signing up for it. So next year's
Viroqua
seniors.
students, or did you just say Laurel?
Laurel and Better Futures, also all three of our schools.
All three
Yep.
schools.
Yep, if they complete the program of study, that has the certain number of credits and all of the pieces that they need to meet those foundational requirements, then they can do that. So, yeah. Yep.
That's really exciting.
It's an exciting opportunity. I think for kids to not have to think through that first step maybe is going to be encouraging to some of them. So,
Especially if it's first time
Yep.
college admittance type of situation.
yeah.
exactly, and it's just one of the things that we haven't participated in before. And I thought that that was something that we needed to address, and Jason and Alicia jumped on board with that too, and so we're pleased with that. The end of October, we surveyed the staff in all of our buildings to see what their thoughts were on an academic calendar. We asked questions that were very similar to the survey that then went out to family members the following week. The survey that went to families had almost 280 responses, which we were super proud of that response. We heard overwhelmingly that we should consider starting before September 1st, that we should consider going to school a few longer days in the hopes that we could then pick up some other days to use as vacations to either have a full spring break, to potentially finish closer to Memorial Day. And those sentiments were pretty overwhelming. So last week then, I pulled together 20 staff members that were interested in serving on a calendar committee, something that we haven't done in recent memory, to sit down and talk about what that could look like. We looked at other calendars in the region, because that was some of the feedback that we got from families too, that some blended families have students that are going to school in Westby and some that are going to school here, or DeSoto and here, and opportunities for us to maybe align some of those start dates or some of those holidays was important to those families. And so they're looking at trying to figure out how to make that happen. They calculated that if they went to school 12 extra minutes a day, that they could gain 3 days to be able to use in other ways.
We've done that with weather before. Towards the end of a semester,
Yep.
we've added minutes.
Yep, we have. And we want to be able to keep in 3 cushioned days for snow if we need to. If we go over those 3, then we would go into a virtual learning option, or that flexible learning option that we have. And our fingers are crossed that that doesn't happen tonight. But Beth and I tested everything today to make sure if we need to communicate that first thing in the morning that we can. But I'm incredibly proud of the staff for their feedback, and they were almost unanimous in saying we should consider starting before September 1st. Our community really wants us to preserve Fair Day. I think that's an important thing to do. And so that committee is really trying to figure out how they can get all of the things, or as many of the things as possible. And we think that is an opportunity for us then also to possibly recruit families back to our school district as well. If maybe our calendar shifts and aligns more with what those families want, then maybe that would be beneficial to us. The fourth thing on here is our workshop update, and we are going to meet and talk about the diversity, equity, and inclusion pillar of our strategic plan on Wednesday. And basically what that means is we're going to share all of the programming that we have in our school, meet the diverse needs of all of our learners, not just some of our learners, but absolutely every one of our learners, to make them feel included in the work that we do in our school and give everybody an equitable chance to have access to programming that they need in our school district. And so that'll be the focus of our workshop on Wednesday.
How about last month? Business link?
Yes. And I'm sorry, that will tie into all of those pieces too. And then the last thing that I just wanted to share with you is we're kind of starting some of the preliminary discussion about budget. We know that we will be facing a deficit with fewer students, and that will come with some tough decisions. My approach to that and the way that I will lead our administrative team and our district is that we will have crucial, difficult conversations, and we'll do that with empathy, and we'll do that transparently. And that we won't be surprising anybody with the difficulty of these decisions. But we're going to be very diligent in the way that we figure out how to maintain a balanced budget for our stakeholders and provide every last bit of what we can for our students.
Is enough money to an update on business linkage?
The last month's, thank you. Last month's workshop, after the meeting, the business linkage, we had every table in here circled up and every seat full as we met with community business leaders just to talk about the relationships that we can continue to strengthen with them. We've got some really good ideas about how we communicate as a school district and how we put our mission out there. And tell you what, I would probably pull in our VAMS kids and our Laurel kids that were here tonight to talk about what we do, because that would sure be a great way to showcase the incredible work that we do. And it's not just those 7 kids that were with us tonight. There's 20 times that many that would step up and talk about it too. So we want to showcase that with our businesses. That's all I have.
Thank you. Administrative reports, we have Veterans Day, winter activities, and the elementary school book fair. Who wants to start?
I'd love to.
Great.
This poll here. We had a book fair at the elementary school.
Awesome.
It was awesome. We've got a new library director, Megan Tully. Not new to book fairs, just new to us. We had it in our new commons area. And if it's those scholastic book fairs, so you don't make money, you get scholastic bucks to use. Get more books and ways to display books is what she's used it for. She had a cool idea to take the surplus we had from previous years and gave each student a $5 voucher so that everybody made sure everybody had books, because that's I like that our visions align, like we want to get books in kids' hands. And then she used the scholastic profits to keep supplementing. We give each student a free book on their birthday. Some neat displays for books to get kids interested in books in her library. And then teachers had a chance to have a wish list as well for their own classroom library. So yeah, successful event. Scheduled around our parent-teacher conferences, knowing that that's the way that parents are coming into the building. Yeah, it was very successful. Yeah.
It's always fun.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. The next topic is Jason.
Similar to the book fair, we had a Veterans Day program.
You guys are very insightful.
We had actually a really good turnout. It seemed like from sitting up at the podium that there was probably more chairs filled than in the past. So it was great to have that connection with the community and be able to work with that. So you can imagine a couple of years ago, Pete used to organize everything. And so we really transitioned the last couple of years. And so the student council advisors at both high school and middle school level, the VFW, the American Legion, music, all get together and we plan it throughout. Gary Gilbertson has been in charge of getting the guest speaker. This is his role he's taken on every year. And so it's been just a great event, and we have 7 through 12 attends it. And it's been really good. So we also, and Dan can attest to it with his warm weather gear. It's not that cold outside, but winter sports are in full swing at this point. The last 3 sports started practicing tonight.
Right.
Which means Dan is probably in the midst of going to a lot of different code meetings. Like Chris mentioned, the first competition is tomorrow night. Girls basketball team will host kickapoo here. So we're definitely in full swing, and we have a lot of winter sports. So it'll be a non-stop ride kind of going through with all those different things. So it's, but it starts at full-fledged this week, and then goes pretty much through at least February.
So you spoke a little bit, or I asked about the kind of numbers, and you said girls hockey was perhaps a little down, or smaller numbers. boys was up. How did the other sports, you said 19 for girls basketball? Is that freshmen through seniors?
Yep.
Yep. So what are numbers kind of looking like?
We're about flat to slightly up across the board. So
That's great, especially the large
Yep.
graduating class last year.
Exactly. Yep, that's a really good point. Girls wrestling is up, girls boys is about where they were last year. Girls hockey is actually about flat. Boys hockey, considering they had a large graduating class, is actually really good. We've got a couple more athletes from Westby on the team this year. Gymnastics will be maybe down an athlete from last year. One of our better gymnasts is not gonna be able to compete this year, unfortunately. But basketball numbers are about the same where they were last year as well.
Thank you. Thanks. And then, did you want to speak,
Yep.
Jeremy?
Steve asked me to share that middle school wrestling started today. That also middle school boys basketball was opened up to 6th grade this year due to small numbers. Band, choir, orchestra concerts will be December 3rd for 6th grade and December 8th for 7th and 8th grade. Auditions will be happening this winter for the high school, middle school musical. And that's what I shared.
Is the high school, middle school joined in the musical?
Yeah, we're joining this year to do that for it.
Okay. Do you know what the musical is?
It's Finding Nemo, like junior or something.
Oh, Finding
Yes.
Junior Nemo, right?
Yeah.
That'll be great.
So they're in the midst of planning that and this is, to my knowledge, the first time we've merged the two buildings together also.
That'll be great. Nice experience for everyone. Okay, and I know there was a veterans program in the elementary school as well.
Yep, the veterans, Miss Smith did a combined 2nd and 3rd grade concert for Veterans Day. In the afternoon, the concert was for the students in the morning and then families in the afternoon.
The next topic, board report, BAMs. Kim is not here. Pat.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You had the meeting?
Yeah, just met. We had a meeting tonight. Talked about a lot of good stuff, but parent group will be having a fundraiser coming up. Be neat for open to anyone in the district and community. We went over a parent satisfaction survey that was sent out, which had a lot of good things to say. Went over our school report card a little bit. That could be a whole meeting in itself, but just highlighting some of the good things that are going on at VAMs. And then a big part of it was the governance council had their SWOT meeting yesterday, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities. I always wanted to say strengths, weaknesses, and other things.
Opportunities, that's right. So, I did go to their meeting yesterday afternoon and a very productive, hardworking bunch.
Yeah.
They truly appreciate the opportunity to lead the governing council and to provide that insight to us. And they appreciate the working relationship that they have with our board of trustees. So thank you guys for that.
Laurel, Sarah?
I was not able to attend in person in the special board meeting that night, but they did get one more person to apply to be on the governance council. Working on setting some 5-year goals. And one of the goals they want to work on now is Laurel merchandise shop, which of course you saw the Laurel kids speak there, take over running that and, learn great things from that. And also hopefully in collaboration with Mr. Gabrielson at the tech class, she produced some of that merchandise. So, and then also working on gathering ideas for a 5-year plan for Laurel.
Thank you. WASB legislative update. We do have the convention in January. If you've not, I believe everybody has said yes right now. We're all good with that. Thank you to Beth who makes all the reservations for everything. And there are some bills that they're going to be discussed starting tomorrow on a state level. I really don't know where they're going to go and what might actually move forward, but there are some bills that they're discussing for K-12 education. And that's the other thing. And we are going to be meeting with our legislators, and that's a December 10th meeting. And so we're looking forward to that. And we usually have really great participation. Most of them come, or they are virtual, or they send one of their aides to come to represent them. And that's usually really good for us. It's the ability for us to highlight the good things that we're doing. And it also allows us to discuss some of the struggles that we may have as a rural school, because it's different than in a larger metropolitan area. And also some discussion of the voucher program and how that affects our school district, as well as our mill rate and homeschool population. So with that, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.